And I wanted to mention to you too, as a surfer, obviously, I see the connection between the practice of surfing and the way of the Tao, like so, so much. But for me, it's not something I can really have a conversation with a lot of people around because I don't know too many Taoists that are surfers, and I don't know too many surfers that are
Right.
Taoists. So it's quite the paradox, but that's also something the Tao has taught me in life. But there's something about just being connected to nature in that way. And water, obviously, water is used as an analogy in the Tao a lot. And that's, I love that because I live by the water. I live on the water. I'm always surrounded by water. I love it. But when you're in the ocean, and it coming back to what you said earlier, obviously you've built a skill. You know, you have the right board for the situation. You've got some paddling strength. You've taught yourself how to surf. You know how to read the ocean, things of that nature. But you have to sit and patiently wait for the wave to come to you. You can't force the wave to come. You can't demand the ocean gives you a wave right now. You need to surrender to the wave, to the ocean. Wait for the right wave to come to you. If it's your turn to go, because there's etiquette in surfing as well. If it's your turn to go and the wave comes to you, then you take the skills that you've developed, you paddle at the same speed as that wave, and you flow with that wave in that moment, in that present moment. You ride that wave, and then when it's time to finish the wave, it's time to finish the wave. And I think about that a lot when I surf. And I think about the analogy of water that comes up a lot, and just that being in flow state and that being in the present moment, which, besides from being immersed in a large painting, there isn't really another practice that I have in my life where I'm as present and as in the moment as when I'm surfing a wave.
Well, I'm not a surfer, but can I make these observations?
Sure. Yeah.
First, you're on the water.
Mm-hmm.
That water is universal.
Mm-hmm.
You can't take a cup of water and say this is any more important or less important than any other cup of water.
Mm-hmm.
And even though a single drop has no individual identity, it's still water.
Mm-hmm.
And the Taoists uh, say water is such a grand example because it's always true to itself. It never tries to be anything else.
Mm-hmm.
We also talk about transformations in life. We talk about misfortune and we talk about good fortune. By analogy, water doesn't bother with any of that. It goes into the deepest depths, down to the floor of the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
It rises in the cloud as steam,
Mm-hmm.
comes down as rain, and so on. And in all those states, including ice, water is still true to itself.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what about that wave that you're waiting for?
Mm-hmm.
It's motion. It's not in the water. The water isn't intending to make a wave. The wave is the energy and the motion that comes through the water.
Mm-hmm.
That wave, that energy might have come all the way from across the ocean.
It does.
And here it doesn't manifest until it starts to reach the shore,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because as the bottom part hits
Mm-hmm.
the slope of the sand, it starts to circle up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we don't get that crest until the ocean meets its interface with the land.
Mm-hmm.
So you are literally standing in between the water and the land.
Mm-hmm.
Now that motion is not there for your sake.
No.
Nobody turns the ocean on, right? And it's going night and day,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's not like going to an amusement park and the rides aren't operating at night. It's perpetual,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. It's infinite.
What does that mean to be perpetual? What does that mean to be eternal and unlimited? You can say, oh, the ocean meets the shore and stops there, but on another level, it's never still. It's always moving,
Mm-hmm.
and it will be so forever. Now, you've seen how the Taoists say the soft overcomes the hard.
Mhm.
Is the land stopping the ocean? Is the ocean grinding away at the land? Is the beach you step on, is that not the result of the ocean's relentless pushing against the land?
Mhm.
And so we're seeing this change and exchange. Without the slope of the shore, the waves would not manifest.
Mhm.
And without the um, impact of the waves, the sand wouldn't be there,
Mhm.
right? So we're seeing all this. You wait for your wave. You accept the wave that comes. Some might be big, some might be small.
Mhm.
I don't know. Can you tell at first, or do you wait to experience that?
It can be predictable depending on the size of the swell in the water,
Okay.
but no wave is, you don't really know what it's going to be. Every wave is unique and different.
And now you have to improvise.
Yeah, yeah.
So you take the initiative, you choose the wave that comes to you.
Mhm.
You might have an inkling of what kind of wave it's going to be, but you can't tell me exactly how you're going to ride that wave, how you're going to move your feet, how you're going to change your balance, and so on. And all the time, you are trusting your body and your experience. But you have to have energy yourself to do this, don't you?
Mhm.
And that's called chi. That's our breath,
Yeah.
right? So now the wind that blows the waves, that's chi.
Mhm.
The energy of the waves, that's chi. The impact of the waves, that's chi. The air you breathe, that's chi. And the air that's in your lungs, that's chi.
Mhm.
All of it is energy. And so it's not too much of a stretch to say you are dancing with energy. That energy is part of your duet, if you will, with nature,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And then you accept the duration of the ride. How many people start whining and say, "Oh, I want to live forever?" The surfer accepts the duration of the ride.
Mhm.
You see? Now, what happens when things go wrong and you wipe out? You have to depend on your skill to save you, or else you would drown,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And then you accept that as part of your day of
Mhm.
surfing.
Mhm.
Now, hopefully, you don't wipe out constantly,
Well, I
right?
wipe out quite a bit. I love it.
Okay. All right. But you see,
It's all part of it.
can we
Yeah,
say that you learn something from every time?
absolutely.
So
Right.
it's so easy to say, oh, if the surfer falls, that's failure. But
Mm.
I don't think surfers define getting wiped out as failure. They accept it as part of the conditions of surfing.
Hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
So like that, just as the wave has a crest and a trough,
Hmm.
can we accept good fortune and misfortune in our life?
Hmm.
And when you succeed in getting to shore, yes, that's skill. When you save yourself after going underwater, that is also skill.
Hmm.
And so, just as there are waves and troughs, we have good fortune and bad fortune in life. We must ride them.
Yes.
And if we fall,
Hmm.
we get back up. And if we have had a great ride, we can celebrate, we can enjoy that,
Hmm.
but we know that that's not going to finish our process and that we'll never wipe out again.
Hmm.
Nobody thinks that,
No.
right?
No.
There's community, there's camaraderie.
Mm.
Can I point out that simple idea of company and society is eroding
Yeah.
all around the world?
Hmm.
If somebody needs help, you would help that person, wouldn't you?
Hmm.
If you need help, you're grateful if they fish you out or whatever.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah.
Why can't we be simply that in everyday life?
Mhm.
We're not even doing that in our cities. It's like, oh, I'm not going to talk to him. Oh, that's his problem. I'm going to walk right by. I don't want to get involved.
Mhm. Mhm.
I bet you there's no surfer that says, I'm not going to get involved,
Mhm. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So there are so many, I think, good lessons in surfing
Mhm.
and that are akin to Taoism.
Mhm.
And these are just some of the ways I think that anybody could observe Tao in surfing.
Mhm. Yeah, it's beautiful. Thank you so much for that.
You're
I
welcome.
think about it all the time. Everything you just said really resonates, and it's such a beautiful practice. And as you said, the ocean is one of my greatest or Mother Nature in general. Mother Nature,
Of
I always
course.
say, is my best artist, my biggest source of inspiration, but the ocean is one of my greatest teachers. And I learn lessons, even if I'm not surfing, just swimming, being by the ocean, watching the ocean. It's just constantly teaching me, constantly.
And it's not using words.
No. Like
So in
arts, non-verbal communication, and I love
That's right.
it.
So in Taoism, there's this idea called wordless teaching,
Mm,
or speaking without, or sorry, teaching without speaking.
mm,
You see, we are so word addicted now,
yeah.
and especially with social media and so on, we're back to then people co-opting expression for commerce.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they don't talk. The
Mm-hmm.
oceans and the land and the winds, they don't talk, but they teach so much.
Yeah.
So you're absorbing that. And now, are you absorbing that just in your head,
Mm-hmm.
or are you not absorbing it with your whole body? Right? And so there's a somatic aspect that is so valuable. And yes, we're dutiful. We went to church, we went to school, and so on, and we listened.
Mm-hmm.
But this is learning on a completely different level.
Mm-hmm.
And it's wonderful and it's comparable. That's why people practice Tai Chi, for example, or Qigong and so on, because there's a level of learning that has to be done with our whole bodies, not just with our heads.
Mm-hmm.